Hello everyone, welcome to Godwin Reacts. BBC Africa Eye released a bombshell report, an investigative report on the popular TB Joshua. BBC Africa Eye is an investigative arm of BBC. They usually conduct investigations. I recall one of their investigations was about sexual harassment in Nigerian universities, and they've also done something about cultism and many more. In this video, which is a 3-part series, there were a lot of allegations, serious allegations made against Prophet TB Joshua. This is not the first time we are hearing about allegations made against him. I can recall a couple of years back, there were allegations about sexual harassment and rape. That is a forgone story now because nothing really came out of it. In this report, BBC Africa Eye went deep. You might say these allegations are unfounded, but it's hard to completely dismiss the allegations because these are people that have worked with TB Joshua. If TB Joshua allegedly harassed women sexually, there are accusations of rape, torture. This is very, very interesting. TB Joshua is well known globally for his miracles, and his channel, the Emmanuel TV, is very, very popular. For an influential person or a powerful person like TB Joshua, and because he is a televangelist or a preacher or a pastor, it makes these allegations difficult to believe. But rather than just dismiss these allegations, I think it's important that we listen to these people. Before you draw your conclusions, I advise you listen to them. Then you can draw your conclusions whether to believe them or not. I'm not here to say the allegations are valid. I'm not here to say the allegations are false. I'm just here to bring you the report or the news. I'll play one of the videos now. Let's watch that quickly. In this video, they talked about the abortion, they talked about rape and all. So, let me roll the clip.
The whole building was just designed to keep secret. Multiple doors, multiple entries and exits. The staircase you can use to get to his 5-story was like 4. I call a lady, Prophet wants to see you. He will tell you the specific staircase that this person should come.
He would always tell you which entrance to take, which door to get into.
You can ask the ladies to come through any of the door, so people don't see them.
He would always ask you, when you come, did anybody see you? You'll be like, no, sir. Then he would rape me again. It was a process, a very nasty cycle.
We couldn't see it right under our nose. He designed a system for deceiving all of us disciples.
A lot of women were being abused by this man. I had no idea. I thought I was the only one.
I didn't know that thing had happened to anybody else.
They were all in the same system.
This is a system whereby you have nobody to talk to. And there was nothing I could do.
We, the 5-story builders, are the ones covering him. These are children of 16, 17 years. He kept all of us in slavery. Total, absolute slavery.
Almost every day, TB Joshua have girls in his room.
If I'm going to count in a week, seeing these things like 4 to 5 times in a week.
Every week?
Yes, every week.
Rape became like a normal, terrifying thing that he would do. It's like you are an animal being slaughtered.
He would be calling girls in one after the other. I stayed there almost 14 years. They will be in thousands.
Somebody used to paint a picture that he loves children, but behind the closed doors, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
I had 3 abortions at Synagogue. And from speaking to other women, I'm not the only one.
If any of us got pregnant, he said, you cannot betray the man of God. We have to do something about it. Women that he rapes, he forces them into abortion. I never had a choice whether I could keep a potential child or not. I felt like I didn't own my body.
You know it. You skip your first period, you skip your second period, and you have to talk. It would all done in secrecy. You'd be taken by one of these elder moms to this clinic of his.
I witnessed a lot of abortions. Lots of abortions. It can't be counted. They started doing it inside the synagogue. There's a place they call medical department.
We went out through the back door of his office. We went downstairs.
There's an area that visitors would never see. You're given a concoction to drink, you get sick, or they put these metal pieces in your vagina and they extract whatever, and you don't know whether they're pulling out your womb or something's going wrong.
She was squeezing my stomach and I had to push all those things. He was saying, out, out, out.
Sometimes things go wrong. One of them almost died inside the synagogue.
So in this video, you can see that these women are making claims that abortion was performed on them in the medical department. Now, this narration is from different women. Timmy Joshua's daughter also spoke out about her experience when she first heard about what some women were going through. She decided to confront her father. Let's roll the clip and hear what she has to say.
Every time I was beaten up, every time I was humiliated, it just reminded me that there was something wrong with that system. I saw female disciples going up to his room. They were away, they were going away for hours. I was hearing things, oh, this happened to me, oh, he tried sleeping with me. Too many people were saying the same thing. Accounts firsthand of people who had experienced sexual abuse.
She got to know who he was, and she could not manage it quietly. She escalated it.
I couldn't take it anymore. I walked directly into his office and I went off. I shouted at the top of my voice, "Why are you doing all of this? Why are you hurting all of these women? You're using this woman. You're sleeping with this woman." I had lost every iota of fear for this man. He was shocked. He was beyond shocked and he couldn't hide it. He tried to, stare me down, but I was looking at his eyes.
He got stirred up, claiming innocence to the disciples. When he's angry, it's like he can kill. He was the first person that started hitting her, then other people joined. He was saying, "Can you imagine, see what he's saying about me?" Even as much as they were hitting her, beating her, she was still saying the same thing she was saying. "You are having an affair with all these women here." She said it plainly to him.
The disciples dragged me out of the office. I was put in a room totally isolated from the rest of the church.
He would lock her up in a room for months. I'm not telling you weeks, months.
I wonder how I lived through that time, because they were hitting me with belts, chains. I couldn't even stand up for days after this beating. I couldn't take a shower. He was trying so hard to stop people from listening to me. It just felt threatened by the fact that I knew the things that was happening.
Ajoke was bold enough to confront him in front of his disciples. I see her as a hero, to look at him and tell him who he is. She was brave.
This child could see what we couldn't see and wouldn't yield to the lies and was punished for it.
He created an image of an untouchable being, of a perfect being.
TB Joshua's daughter just narrated her experience after she confronted her father and talking about how she was beaten and locked up and all. You might say some of these allegations are not true. I believe there could be hyperbole here and there, but I feel the foundation of the accusation cannot just be dismissed. That's not to say that TB Joshua is guilty. TB Joshua is very influential, he's powerful, and it's easier for someone powerful to do certain things and get away with it. Because he is a powerful and influential person, it makes sense for us to ask questions, to try to establish what the truth is. So all these allegations have been made against this late man of God, and in all the allegations, they talk about assault, rape. There were also allegations of threats and blackmail. Some of the people that came out to speak up were threatened and blackmailed, all because they want to protect his name, allegedly. So let's roll the clip and hear what these people have to say about the threat and blackmail.
Sexual abuse, it was too much. I was traumatized because what I witnessed, I couldn't live with it.
I had the kind of guilty conscience of what we did there. When I left, I wrote a 13-page petition against him to the police. They couldn't do anything.
TB Joshua said, if people leave, they will die. All right, before I die, let me tell the whole world.
We teamed up and did that video. I wanted people to know the truth.
After Bisola left, TB Joshua said she was being a betrayer against the ministry, saying lots of lies. He spoke about that usually he lets God speak for him, but this time he has to defend himself.
I was called to go and run a voiceover. I was given a script to read targeting Bisola Johnson. She was a liar. We have to make her look like a complete nutcase. We have to discredit her. He'd clearly taken footage of times she had been forced to confess things.
What is the problem you have with your brain?
I always have a terrible headache, and anytime it happens, I always misbehave. I always behave irrationally.
Is this the behavior of somebody in their right mind? Is this the kind of person who we should believe?
Bisola was disgraced and humiliated. Paula Gaumont, yeah, he did the same thing.
Would you put your trust in a man like this?
This thing went all over YouTube. It's still there today. It was sent all around the world. That was a warning to everybody. If you leave, if you speak about the things you've seen and heard, and we all held secrets individually, that this could be you.
Oh God, please. Please help me.
It was all about silencing opposition.
Well, to gbógun ti TB Joshua. Fìjà fún àwọn tó bá TB Joshua jà. Di àsàpátá mú kí o ti dìde fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ TB Joshua. When Sister Bisola and Prophet Agomon, when they left, TB Joshua came to the mountain, said they are now rebelling against us. TB Joshua said I should curse them. Sister Bisola picture, Agomon picture, insert it inside that tree. The assignment given to me is for them to die. He didn't tell us the meaning. Either it's God or it's juju. But I know God is forgiving God.
life was turning around against me. I left my house around 10 o'clock in the morning. This is when I saw these 3 men. They beat me blue black.
I'm not a Muslim, but I have to put on hijab in order to cover my identity. TB Joshua continues sending different people to threaten my life.
I ran from Lagos to Abuja, from Abuja to Cotonou, from Cotonou to Ghana.
This is terrible.
Everywhere I turned to was like war.
Joshua came after me. He sent people. I was driving. They shot at the back of the vehicle. Bah, 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 bah. He sent them to kill me. He knew I know so much about him. All the secret things he do, the manipulations.
So with all these allegations that have been made against this preacher, one would wonder, why are these people coming out now? Why haven't they come out since before his death? Why are they waiting until he has died? One thing we should also have in mind is that some of these people struggled. Some of them felt powerless. There was no way they could come out to say anything against this man. And we had a case where one of the victims who had worked closely with TB Joshua accused him of rape, and she was accused of all sorts. So it's hard to really gain the confidence to come out as a victim, especially when you know the kind of person you are dealing with. Now, this man is very, very influential, like I said. He's powerful. He has world leaders that support him. So it's very, very difficult for you to make an allegation and people will believe you. If these allegations are true, and we are claiming that they are not, then it will be unfair to these people. And it is not enough to say that because he's no longer alive, then the truth should not be out there. If indeed these things happened, yes, he's no longer alive, but it is important for people to know what the truth is, what people have gone through, the sufferings, the pain that they've had to deal with, all the things that they've buried deep down, and now they're having confidence to be able to speak out. And another thing is, victims sometimes don't really have the confidence to come out unless other people begin to speak out. They become bolder, and for some, they choose to be quiet about the whole thing because of the embarrassment that comes from it. Nobody wants to be seen as someone that has gone through certain things, be it rape and all sorts, because of the stigma that can be attached to it. So you can say that these are some of the reasons why some of these people took time to speak out. But we also should remember that some of these allegations are not new. Quite a number of the people that spoke in this investigative report are people that have come out to make claims against TB Joshua while he was still alive. I believe some of the allegations that they've made can be verified, whether or not the man is alive. Yes, if he is guilty, we know he is not alive to face the consequences of his actions. But some of these people, knowing that their claims have been verified to be true, is something that can give them some sense of peace. And if the allegation is false, then that can also be established, and this man's name will not be tarnished. Remember that this man has really impacted a lot of people in the world. I've read about so many of his philanthropic duties, how he has helped people, giving people money, all his charity work, and he has been an inspiration to a lot of people in terms of his propagation of the word of God. So it's not to say that everything that this man has done is bad, but that does not mean that we should dismiss whatever allegation that people are making, because there's a chance that this is actually true. I would like to reiterate that I am not saying TB Joshua is guilty of any of these accusations, and I'm not saying that these women are making false allegations. But I'm saying that we have an investigative report that highlights some of the things that have happened, and considering that these people are people that have worked with TB Joshua closely, his daughter, some of the cameramen, some of the people that have helped with prayer in one way or the other, and quite a number of them. These are people that were close to TB Joshua at one point or the other in their life. Whilst you might have doubt about some of the things they are saying or they've said, it is important that the authorities look into this thing and try to conduct the necessary investigation in order to, establish certain truths that the public is interested in, because TB Joshua is a public figure and he's arguably the most popular pastor that has come out of Nigeria. Most of the households in Nigeria have seen or watched TB Joshua's Emmanuel TV, and they've seen a lot of his miracles and all the good things that he has done. But if he has another side, it is important that people also know, just to have clarity. Thank you for taking your time. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification button. Also like, because it helps with the algorithm. We are going to be sending out more reaction videos and we expect you to always stick and watch. Please, once again, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification icon so that you can get notified each time we drop videos, and also like this video. Thank you. Bye.